A grand jury in New York declined Wednesday to charge a white police officer for choking to death civilian Eric Garner. Garner was detained for selling cigarettes. The announcement has further sparked the political debate over race and the criminal justice system. Outgoing U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder has announced a federal probe into the case. Several Democratic lawmakers denounced the grand jury decision.
Mexican federal troops will replace local police in 32 municipalities. It's an attempt to contain drug gangs that have fueled a surge in violence and corruption. The government released a statement saying military troops would also take on security tasks in the 32 municipalities of Guerrero, Michoacán, and Mexico. Last week, President Peña Nieto vowed to put an end to collusion between officials and drug gangs. Peña Nieto hopes to diffuse anger over the case of 43 students handed over to the drug gang by municipal police in Guerrero State.
Negotiators for the Colombian government and the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia have agreed to resume peace talks in Havana. Negotiators on both sides say the fifth and final round of the peace talks involving the victims of the conflict will take place December 16th. The peace process was suspended November 16th when FARC rebels detained General Rubén Darío Alzate and two others who were with him. After his release, President Juan Manuel Santos ordered his negotiators back to Havana.
Secretary General of the Union of South American Nations, Ernesto Samper, has declared that the region's integration process must boost efforts to promote social inclusion. Samper delivered his remarks in a special event leading up to the launch of the UNASUR's new headquarters a few miles north of Quito, the capital of Ecuador. Former Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva gave a speech in which he said that regional integration is crucial to overcoming economic crisis. Lula went on to criticize various sectors of the press that serve financial interest and neglect socialist and progressive governments across Latin America.
During the third day of the United Nations Conference on Climate Change in Lima, Peru, developing country leaders say that they will not be satisfied with the Global Climate Change Agreement. That agreement only includes pledges on emission cuts. Diplomats from developing countries pressed wealthy nations to do more before a Paris deal that takes effect in 2020. Those countries demand significant financial pledges, technology, capacity building, as well as carbon reductions from developed countries.
And finally, in Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that he will ask Parliament to be dissolved and will call for elections. The decision comes after Netanyahu expelled the finance and justice ministers for not backing his government's policies. The expulsion of both ministers caused a rupture in a five-party governing alliance.